From the WHIO Broadcast Center in high definition, this is News Center 7.
Slick road conditions continue across the Miami Valley right now. Here in Clark County, a semi-jackknifed. This is near US 40, just east of Springfield. The driver told our news crew that he lost control, hit a guardrail, but he did not suffer any serious injuries. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. I'm Letitia Perry. There were slide-offs and crashes all over the Miami Valley this morning. Right now, Montgomery, Preble, and Logan counties are operating under a level 1 snow emergency, and that means road conditions are dangerous. Drivers should take caution when heading out. The snow continues to create challenges even now. We have unmatched Team 7 weather coverage for you now at noon. News Center 7's John Bedell is at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. The winter weather has forced officials there to shut down the base. Sean Cudahy, Gabrielle Enright, and Lauren Clark are all posted all over our region, keeping tabs on the conditions for us. We begin, though, with our Team 7 coverage with Storm Center 7 meteorologist McCall Vrydaghs. The snow has stopped, but now we're facing other problems. McCall.
Well, Letitia, those road conditions are still an issue, especially in areas that saw more snowfall than others. Winter weather advisory does continue for southeastern parts of the Miami Valley. That's what you see shaded in purple, which does include Montgomery, Greene, and Clark counties. We have a winter storm warning for Warren and Clinton County, which is set to expire at 1 o'clock this afternoon. The reason we have the winter weather advisory and winter storm warning still in effect is because roadways still have some slick spots. Here's a live look out at the traffic circle in Troy. You can see conditions are much better, but when you get in between lanes, that's where we still have some leftover snow cover. So if your tire hits one of those patchy areas, you may feel yourself losing a little control. As we look at your temperatures, this is another reason those road conditions are going to stay somewhat slick through the day, because we're sitting in the 20s. We're below freezing. We're at 23 in Troy, 21 in Greenville, not likely to climb above freezing this afternoon. Along with that, we're looking at blustering northwesterly winds. Those winds can knock you around on the roadways, and they may also bring in the chance of a few more flurries or a snow shower later in this afternoon and early evening. Coming up in my full forecast, we're going to time out the chances for any more snowfall later today, and then we'll have a sneak peek at the upcoming weekend. There's another storm on the way. Letitia.
All right, McCall, we'll see you in just a bit. Flight cancellations and delays are all over the arrival and departure board at Dayton International Airport. Most of the affected flights are in the Northeast, including New York, Philadelphia, and planes headed to New Jersey. If you are planning to fly today, check the flight tracker on our WHIO News app and at WHIO.com for up-to-the-minute updates on arrivals and departures. Our live Team 7 weather coverage continues now with News Center 7's John Bedell. He's live in Fairborn looking at the conditions near Wright-Patterson Air Force Base and at Wright State University. Both started early morning delays this morning, but because of the snow, both eventually decided to close. John, what do things look like where you are now?
Letitia, far less busy than what is normal on a typical Wednesday here at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. This is gate 12A behind me here off of State Route 444. We're here in Fairborn. This is a gate that this time of day is typically swarming with cars during the lunch rush, but right now, not so today with this closure here at Wright-Pat. I want to show you some video that we shot a little earlier in the morning. The base initially planned for and announced a 2-hour delay. Then just before 9 this morning, the base tweeted it was closed. The same was true for Wright State. The university had planned to open on a delay at 10 this morning. That's a delay that we had in our WHIO News app and one we talked about on AM 1290 and News 95.7 WHIO during an extended edition of Miami Valley's Morning News because of the snowy conditions. But then around 9:30, the university announced it was going to be closing for the day. Right now, we're working to talk to folks here in Greene County about the road conditions throughout this area near Fairborn. We're also talking to ODOT about an issue some people told us about on our highways right at the Greene and Montgomery County line. We're working to talk to ODOT right now about that. We'll bring you what they have to say this afternoon starting at 5 here on Channel 7. For now, though, we're live in Fairborn this afternoon. I'm John Bedell, News Center 7.
John, we'll see you then. Thank you. While on the road this morning, one of our crews snapped this picture. Take a look at this. It shows a driver who was probably in a hurry to get going. You can see that part of the window and both of the headlights there still covered in snow. Ohio law requires you to remove all snow from your windows, the roof, the hood, the trunk are not included in that rule. Now, if you capture a beauty shot of the snow, send it our way. Use the hashtag Eyewitness7 on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, and we might even show it during one of our newscasts. News Center 7's Sean Cudahy continues our weather coverage now. He's live in Centerville with a look at the conditions there. Sean, good afternoon.
Well, good afternoon, Letitia. We're along North Main Street here in Centerville right now, and compared to when we saw you just a few hours ago, the conditions have gotten a lot better. On my way into work this morning, the roads were mostly covered in snow. You can see a very different story here on what is a pretty main road right here. However, you still want to be careful if you're heading out on the side streets. This is Brad Street Road, which leads into North Main Street. You can see a slushy mess right there, but certainly a lot better than it was a few hours ago. Driving around the region this morning, it's not hard to see why the conditions have improved so much. In addition to the sun we're seeing right now, the snow stopping a few hours ago, and those plows have been hitting the roads in full force. We've seen Centerville city crews out, as well as a number of private contractors. And while many are out of school and out of work today, no rest. We went into neighborhoods here in Centerville and found people trying to clear snow, some doing the heavy lifting, shoveling. Another man we spoke with had the snow blower out for the first time.
Kind of took a delay in getting to work and worked at home this morning, and then finally got done with some office work and said, all right, time to dig out. Good timing with Centerville. They came right through, and so I got that pile cleared as well, so that worked out good.
And back out here live, while the roads are looking a lot better than they were a couple hours ago, the one thing obviously those crews have not been able to get to yet is the sidewalks here. You can see it's still very covered in snow. Actually, some of the plows pushing that snow onto the sidewalk, so making it perhaps even worse than it was earlier. So want to be careful if you are out walking as well. It's also a busy day for tow truck drivers in the region. I'm checking in with them as part of a story I'm working on for when I join you at 5 starting here on Channel 7. For now, live in Centerville, Sean Cudahy, News Center 7.
Sean, thank you. Drivers certainly had a hard time navigating I-675 in Beaver Creek this morning. News Center 7's Gabrielle Enright continues our Team 7 weather coverage now with the conditions she's seeing right now. And also, she's going to tell us about the problems she saw this morning. Gabrielle.
And good afternoon to you, Letitia. I am inside our traffic tracker and along I-675, and I want to show you a much different picture than what I was showing you this morning while we were driving around the area. It's between Colonel Glenn Highway and North Fairfield Road, and the road looks so much better than it did this morning, and this stretch was a real issue as we were going through around daybreak. Take a look at some of the video. As traffic picked up, drivers, they were slowing down on I-675 heading north. The highway, snow, it was just snow covered, and at one point near Colonel Glenn Highway, our vehicle almost came to a stop, and then we started moving, and we saw drivers having trouble. They were spinning their tires. There were pickup trucks off the road. I even saw a driver that was stranded in the southbound lanes. She was all by herself, and she was on the cell phone calling for help, but she was at a safe distance off the road. Now, this is one of those situations, looking at the conditions here, obviously the snow is gone, and I know that that seems like a good thing, but listening to the forecast, this is a very potentially treacherous area, especially if there's any refreeze, and I know that they'll be talking about that a little bit later in the newscast. Reporting live, Gabrielle Enright, News Center 7.
Gabrielle, thank you. The snow didn't stop a bicyclist in Moraine this morning from getting an early morning bite to eat. We caught up with him on his way to the Waffle House right around 3 o'clock this morning.
Well, when I first left, it wasn't on it. And I got about halfway down here to where we're at now, and it started snowing a little bit. And I went in and come out, and then after I got done eating, this is the way it was.
Morris said he knew the snow was coming, but he was hoping to be finished eating by then. To Miamisburg now, where we found some kids enjoying their snow day by sledding. It's important to stay safe while having fun. This is a beautiful picture, and you see two people there sledding. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, thousands of children are injured every year in sledding accidents. To avoid accidents, experts suggest children have a parent present when sledding. Avoid areas with trees, fences, light poles, and roads. Also, always go down the hill feet first, and make sure your child knows how to stop the slide by using their feet. The South Korean military has been deployed after dozens of Olympic security guards become sick. The virus hitting the Olympic Village and what organizers are doing to stop it from spreading. Our Team 7 coverage of the snow continues as well. News Center 7's Lauren Clark spent her morning talking with drivers who dealt with slick and dangerous roads as the heavy snow hit our area. Right now, a live look outside. This is near Springfield, Clark County, I-70 at US 68. The highway here is the traffic is moving well, as you can see. It looks like plows and salt trucks have been through here. Drivers are not having any issues in this particular area getting to their destination. But again, fair warning, be careful. You could always hit patches of slick roads or black ice, so be careful as you head out.